Okay, ladies and gentlemen from YouTube, today we have another VOD review, free VOD review. Basically on my Discord server, you know, on every 50 Twitch subs, I'm organizing giveaways on my Discord server. And Omkar Centario, one of my moderators, got a free VOD review from me, VOD and tracker review. So, the question from the Omkar Centario is: primary goal is to help me stop panicking so I can actually focus on the game. There are situations where I lose focus and I start tunnel visioning onto something entirely different. When it comes to panicking, like, you know, panic, your anxiety in the game is fully induced by your outside factors. Like, basically, the more experience you get, the higher ranks you get, less anxiety you're gonna feel. And also, like, as you're accomplishing something and achieving higher ranks, like, basically that anxiety kind of stops. Like, you should never feel anxiety while playing video games, or feeling, or panic, or feeling afraid, or some shit like that. You're playing a video game. If you die in a video game, you don't die in real life. When it comes to focus and tunnel visioning, like, essentially, that's like autopiloting in essence. Like, whenever players are autopiloting a lot, in my coaching sessions, like, number one thing that I recommend them, and that I have been recommending players for the last 3 years, is build a playbook for yourself. Visual notes are always better. Visual notes are always better than a mental notes. Essentially, like, the number one thing that I'm forcing the players to do when I'm coaching them in the first coaching session is building a playbook for themselves. And over time, I'm reviewing their playbook and trying to guide them in a good direction and trying to correct the playbook for them. Like, you need to have a set of strategies that you want to abuse, how you want to adapt in a specific scenarios, like what you want to do in the first, second, third, fourth round of a match, like visual note reminders of what you should pay attention on a specific map. Like, maybe you can write down the note, you know, pay attention on the Killjoy's ultimate status, if you're not paying attention on that, for an example. Like, and generally, when it comes to focus and tunnel visioning, like, there's multiple different trainings and multiple different solutions that we can apply there. Like, so I don't know what you're missing the most. We'll see today, like, which skill sets you're missing the most and how can I actually help you. You need more general awareness and map awareness to help my allies. I have tons of training examples for this specific problem that I'm sharing in my private coaching sessions, so maybe I'm gonna share one of these trainings with you and then try to help you in a longer run. My panic causes me to rush the pre-aim and movement process, and hence with easy strafe shots. Okay? Example, if my jet randomly dashes into seaside, the least I can do is blind the enemies near garage, etc. But instead I just freeze and do nothing because panic. Why do you panic? Your jet is pushing the site. What? Come on. Cannot implement playbook on randoms. It doesn't work like that, man. It doesn't work like basically there is a set of strategies that you need to have with every single agent on both attackers and defenders side. The good, bad, and optimal strategies that you want to implement in different scenarios. Essentially, in Valorant, you're going to play around 3,000 scenarios 24/7 on 9 different maps. And out of these 3,000 scenarios, like, maybe like 10% of these scenarios will repeat oftentimes. And when you build up the playbook for yourself, essentially how you want your execute to look like on A, what are your default smokes, how you want to adapt on a specific type of teammates or specific type of enemies, it is 10 times easier to stop autopiloting and 10 times easier to essentially, like, have a clear vision of what you want to do in a specific round. Like, majority of players in Valorant, like 99% of players, are primarily missing the plan at the start of the match and start of the rounds. But whenever I'm starting some kind of a round, I have a clear vision, what I want to do, how I want to adapt to my stupid teammates that are positioned in God knows what type of a way, and what I think enemies will do next. Like, without a plan, you're already fucked. If you're playing Valorant just randomly, like rushing left and right, autopiloting, like, then, you know, you should not expect to rank up. Like, you should just expect to have fun, lose a few games, and then win a few games, and that's it. Now, there were times where I felt like I was playing too passive, like I should have been proactive. Initiate and move a more... Okay, we'll try to focus on that. Also, my positioning was very lackluster. I didn't use any trademark charlatan angles. The only good angle I remember holding is top of the boxing garage on defense. I didn't use any one-ways either. Learned a few now after voting myself. I mean, you kinda laid out the problems for yourself. Like, literally, based on this, I can already give you some training, and that's it. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Now, okay, let's see his tracker. By the way, you know, last act, he was Diamond 2, and he finally reached his peak, which is Immortal 1. So, congratulations. He went from Diamond 2 to Immortal 1 in just one act and reached his peak. Now, I'm going to say that he is Diamond 2 in this VOD review. But, you know, he is Immortal 1 now. Because this VOD was recorded when he was Diamond 2. Now, even though he did reach Immortal 1, last, like, act, we're gonna look at this one. We're gonna look at this tracker. His statistics in the last act were really, really surprisingly good. Like, this headshot percentage ratio for a Diamond, Ascendant, low Immortal player is absolutely fine. KD is fine. Damage per round is fine. Everything is fine. Like, this tracker is perfect tracker of a player that can reach Radiant if he just grinds the game 24/7, and if he focuses on fixing his most important problems in their gameplay and some of skill sets that are stopping him from doing that. Overall, this is amazing. This is amazing. I like it a lot. When it comes to the maps, like, Lotus is your worst, but to be honest, on every map you had a positive win rate. On Lotus, you just had the lowest impact for some reason. I don't know what the fuck you're doing on Lotus with Omen. Like, Omen on Lotus is really good. Omen on Lotus is really, really good. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Okay. Bro, this act... He switched from Omen to Jett? What? He was like, fuck it, man. He was watching, you know, my Jett to Immortal series. He was like, bro, I'm just gonna carry the shit out of these players with Jett. Okay. Okay. And then he kind of fell off a bit. And fucked up this act. This act going rough, huh? This act going rough, like 4 losses and 1 win. I mean, Jett is definitely a bit easier to get him Radiant than Omen. But once you master the Omen, like every other agent is just piece of cake in general to be played. Okay, let's focus on his Omen performance and why he is shit with Omen. Let me see his guns and headshot percentage. This is fine. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Spectre is shit. Listen, guys. Spectre is absolute garbage compared to Stinger right now. Don't buy it. Buy the Sheriff, buy the Marshal, buy the Stinger, buy the Judge, buy the Bulldog. Fuck the Spectre. Spectre, Judge, and Ares, they don't have a single place in the meta right now. Shorty is there. I like it. Operator is somewhat there. Like, to be honest, we can bring up that Operator a bit higher. Especially if you want to play Omen and Jett. Like, Omen and Jett really benefit from so many different off angles and so many different positional, like, opportunities that you might have to surprise the enemy. So, buy the op. Judge is nowhere to be found. I don't know why. I mean, you're playing Jett and Omen. You can literally carry the bind matches, like, just with a Judge. Like, just thumb them. And everything else is fine, I guess. I don't like your eco rounds performance. I feel that in eco rounds you can have much higher impact, but probably you're having this type of KD because you're using this shit weapon. Like, it is 10 times easier with Jett and Omen to always find a kill in eco rounds with a Shorty than finding it with a Sheriff and relying on your raw mechanical skill. Like, in eco rounds, I usually have like 1.1 or 1.2 KD. Like, literally, it's so easy to trade yourself for a few kills with a Shorty and just abuse that weapon. Even now, after the nerfs. Everything else is fine. Okay, interesting tracker. Yeah, he reached his peak last act. Not bad. And he doesn't play the game that much, to be honest. Like, what the fuck is this, bro? How is this possible, man? My dude is, like, started in Silver 1 in Episode 2, Act 3. And he played 13 to 10 to 50 hours per act. But what 50? This is the maximum. This is a really good grind. Omkar, brother, like, I really feel that if you just put a bit more hour... If he just puts a bit more hours into the game, like, you can easily be 400, 500 rank rating plus. Like, this looks really good. I don't know what to say. Like, with 37 hours going from, you know, Diamond to Immortal 1, 62% win rate. Really, really good. And every single act, like, he is seeing improvement. Except in the episode 5, like, he kinda... This is where he got really hard stuck. I don't know. We'll see. Like, this tracker looks really amazing. Like, I like it a lot. Like, I just feel that if Omkar plays a bit more Valorant, and he invests, like... I truly believe if you invest in one episode over 300 hours, so 3 acts, 100 hours each act, that is like, I think 3 matches per day, 3 to 4 matches per day, you're going to like easily reach Radiant with this performance. This is really good. I like it a lot. Like, I don't know what he is doing, but, you know, he is my moderator for the last like 2.5 years. He is in the community. Probably he's just, you know, following my advices and my executes, but we'll see. Now, yeah, we have one interesting question in the chat. Chat asked me, like, why do pro players sit so close to the monitor? Pro players sit close to the monitor so they can tunnel vision themselves onto one portion of the screen and react a bit faster onto the enemies and onto every single pixel that appears in this circle right here. So that there's no other distractions for them. It is a bit easier to react on the pixel and to react on the colors if you're sitting closer to the monitor. Now, should you do that as an average player that is not Radiant, that is not professional? Absolutely not. For 2 reasons. Number 1 reason, you're tunnel visioning yourself way too much onto one portion of the screen. Like, by doing so, you're completely losing the information from the rest of your screen, and you might miss a very crucial information for yourself, like on the left portion, right portion, top left, top right, etc, etc. Like, basically, for an average player, you should always sit as close as possible to the screen, as long as you see the whole screen within your sight, where you don't need to move your head left, right, to see the minimap, to check the chat, to check the tactical callout, to check if one enemy is maybe in the top right corner pushing you from the tower, etc, etc. So, once you develop your game sense, once you develop your map awareness to the level of Radiant players, to the level of pro players, then you can, I can recommend to players to sit really, you know, you can become a screen, literally. The second reason why I don't recommend it is because your posture and your health, basically in 10 years from now, you're gonna look like a literal monkey. Gorilla, like, basically. Like that type of sitting, and, like, I don't know, for example, Redgar, how he's sitting, the dude is gonna die in the next 5 years, literally, from neck pain, and, or, I don't know, like, some spinal cord is gonna just pop. Like, what the fuck is that, man? You don't wanna look like that, trust me. Like, if you already wanna sit like that, you need to hit the gym 24/7, bro. 24/7. Like, now, when it comes to the VOD, so it is Omen, Diamond 2, Elo, and it is Haven. Let's start. Yeah, that's what I thought. How is their posture like Gollum? Fucking Gollum posture, huh? Let me turn on the Spotify so I entertain you guys. Just a second. Have you seen how Kang is using his monitor? I mean, generally speaking, your like posture and how you're sitting is a personal preference, you know. There are some tips left and right that can help you with aiming and having more stability overall, but it really depends from player to player. Okay. Wait, what's happening here? Diamond Haven attacker side. Okay, so on the attacker side of Haven, in the first round, basically we have 2 strategies. 3 strategies if you have Gecko in the team. So, on the attacker side of Haven, if enemies have one sentinel, so basically just one sentinel, whether it is Killjoy, Deadlock, or Sage, it doesn't really matter. You always want to call your teammates to push the A side fast as 5. It is easier, it is better for multiple different reasons that I've already explained countless of times in my previous VOD reviews. And essentially you just want to call a 3-2 split onto the A side. Spike should go here, you should go there. You buy a classic Light Shield, 2 smokes, 2 Shrouded Steps. In all of the lobbies below Immortal 3, I'm gonna use 1 smoke here, 1 smoke here for my teammates, teleport inside of this smoke, apply aggressive pressure onto the enemies, and try to outmaneuver them with a second Shrouded Step and try to surprise them and kill them. In the lobbies above Immortal 3, I'm just gonna place the default smokes and support the push of my team, and maybe try to use the smokes of my Jett to execute the site, push into the site, and essentially take the map control and space control. Now, if enemies don't have a single sentinel in their team composition, it is also absolutely fine to do a 5-man push onto the C site. So those are the only 2 things I would do on Haven, and an optional thing like, and if I'm pushing C, same story, like I would make sure that I'm going here, that a Spike is with us here. I'm buying the classic Light Shield, 2 smokes, 2 Shrouded Steps. First smoke goes on top of the site, second smoke here, using Shrouded Steps there, teleporting to that position, and from this position, taking the space, peeking the enemies, or basically teleporting at the back of the site. Now, when would I do the default smokes in the first round? If I'm playing in the lobbies that are above Immortal 3, I'm gonna do the default smokes and just push with my teammates and try to take the space together with my allies. Now, third optional strategy, if you have Gekko in your team, then you can push the B set as well. And in the first round, just do the default smokes here and here, tell your Gekko to flash this and do the wingman to plant the spike, and that's it. But generally speaking, during your gameplay on Haven, I recommend you to use the B site as an optional site to plant the spike. Like majority of your rounds, you should prioritize ending the rounds and planting the spike on C and planting the spike on A site, because it is far easier, much easier to play post plant on A and post plant on C. Post plant on B site is extremely risky, and it is absolutely 50-50. Like, B-site area of the map, I'm primarily using in eco rounds, halberd rounds, when A-set and C-set are not working, when splitting is not... When nothing is working. That is when I'm actually hitting the B-site and trying to test the enemies there. Should you teleport on top of the box or in front of it? I usually teleport on top of these 2 boxes here and here. It's just better. So yeah. Essentially, that is how you'll want to look at the attacker side of Haven. And a few more tips is that whenever enemies are eco or halberd, avoid pressuring this area of the map, focus on the 5-man pushes from C long and through the A long. And then from the A side, retake the short area of the map, or just push a short area of the map. When you are eco and halberd, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but with Omen, usually the highest skill potential you have in Garage and on the B side. Like, you can just buy a shorty, 2 smokes, 2 Shrouded Steps, and trade yourself for 1 kill, maybe kill 1 enemy, take the gun. This is the area of the map where you can easily take the kill on the attacker's side. And this same mentality you should apply on the defender's side as well. What do I mean by that? Like, if enemies are playing an eco or halberd round, expect the enemies to primarily pressure you here and here. Whenever enemies are eco or halberd, I always position myself closer to B set and Garage, so I can play a fast rotation towards the C side, window, and B side. And I'm leaving the A side control in the hand of my teammates. Now, let's see what he's doing, and that's it. Do you usually smoke window when defending B? What? Am I missing? Oh, flashbang, boys! Sorry for that. Sorry for this. My mistake. Smoke window when defending B. Oh, you mean this window? Listen. The only time I'm smoking the window if we are applying some kind of a pressure in the mid area of the map. Like, there is not gonna be a single other moment of time when I'm gonna waste one of my smokes for the window. It is much better thing for me to use the smokes to stop and delay the enemy's push, because we have some very good one-ways, you know, here, one way here, like, you know, like, basically, one way here. Like, I would never waste my smoke in the window if I'm not applying some kind of a pressure in the window. I've been a Sova main for the 5 episodes and always played a support role. Now I'm insta-locking Reyna and my aim is lots better than with the Sova, of course, because Reyna is putting you in a lot more duels. Is it because I'm focusing on just getting kills and not... Exactly. Exactly. Like with Sova, my Sova is a shit agent for solo queue. Like, I would not be... You know when I would play Sova? If you're above maybe Immortal 3 or something, like Immortal 1, like Sova is just gonna make a very static player out of you. You're not gonna get a lot of experience from the game. And just... Fuck it, man. Like, play Reyna, play Phoenix, play Jett, play, you know, something that's gonna put you out there. Why did you exclude Chamber from that Sentinel list when you talk about Haven? Because Chamber is not a Sentinel. Bro, he has a tripwire that slows you down. Cool. You know, like, whatever. But Sage Wall can slow down our push quite a lot and can fuck us up. Killjoy's utility can destroy your teammates if in the first round we are not trying to dodge the Sentinels. Cypher can destroy your teammates as well, and Deadlock as well in the first round. Okay, let's see what he does. Let's higher up the volume. I think Killjoy is good for solo queue. Killjoy is amazing, just I would not play Killjoy below Immortal 1. I think I made a tier list, bro. Like, guys, like, what's happening? Go on my Discord server. And on my Discord server, like, where is it? Free resources. Here. And this is my opinion. Like, what did I say? Sage, Immortal 1 to Radiant, Immortal 1 to Radiant, Immortal 1 to Radiant, Viper, Diamond 1 to Radiant, Brimstone, Diamond 1 to Radiant, Immortal 1, Immortal 3. Like, this is when I would play these agents and actually main them. In lower elos, they're not worth even touching, bro. Let your teammates be the ones, you know, that are... Yo, I'll be... Just a second. I have a coaching session. I completely forgot. Yo. Session. Can we start at 3 PM EST? We'll finish in time. Fuck me in the ass, bro. We have 1 hour to finish the VOD review. Okay, let's go. I always forget about coaching sessions, man. Okay, instant mistake. Instant mistake. What is the mistake? Always, when you're pushing the A site, it doesn't matter if you're playing Jesus Christ as an agent. You're always running here first and doing this. Like, you want to bait out the shots of the enemies so that your teammates can safely cross this area of the map, or maybe shoot the enemies back and kill them. Like, there is no way that in the first round, enemies are gonna kill you while you're doing this shit. And I will always make sure that in the first round, I'm the first one going here, doing this, bam, bam, getting this information from my teammates on the top right corner, you see, bam, bam, and then from this position, I'm picking enemies there, picking enemies here, and taking this fight. Second mistake. The first smoke should have been a bit faster, because his teammates, his Jett, is very fast pushing this area of the map. Like, my smokes and my positioning and my movement and where I'm placing my smokes is completely based on my duelists and my most aggressive teammates, so that I can follow them in and use their utility and their pressure to actually take the bomb site control. So for example here, you know, when they were pushing A long, Look at this. They're pushing this. Already now, I will be doing the first smoke and deploying it on tower. But I will be moving together with my Jett so that I can refrag her and play with her. So basically, I will be moving towards the wall, doing this. Second, here. And this is how I would push. You see this? Like, wait, he is fully disconnected from the Jett.
Help me, come.
That smoke for the CT is absolutely garbage. Was that a one-way?
Help me, come.
CT smoke is absolute garbage. Like, whenever you're smoking the CT, for the default push, you always want to do a smoke either like this or one-way smoke up here. Whatever you prefer and whatever you have time for. If you don't have time for one-way, just deploy it like this. You don't want to give the enemies this space right here to peek your teammates and to kill them. With the smoke here, enemies can just be being chilling here and destroying your allies. But if the enemies peek from this smoke with a W key, they're always in a disadvantage and your teammates can easily kill them. And whatever, like, you know, you can clear this area of the map later, like, with one... Expect the enemies to be there, it doesn't matter. Protect your allies, that's the whole point.
There's so many traps. I'm going, or no?
Okay. Okay, number one rule that I give to players in solo queue is if you're playing Haven, if you're playing Bind, Icebox, and Lotus, if your push gets stopped on the attacker side, cut the noise for 20 seconds and re-hit that same bomb site. So essentially, why does this work? Because after 20 seconds, enemies will start and initiate a heavy rotation. Especially if you have a Killjoy bot right here, this is a really good thing to be done. Second reason, after 20 seconds, enemies might lose the patience as well. And what is going to happen? One enemy might be peeking you right here or here, and you're going to get an easy kill onto the enemies. And the third reason for this, enemies already used a lot of their utility to stop and to delay your push, and then your second push into that same bomb site is going to be much easier. The fourth reason, and the primary reason why I do this on Haven, Icebox, Bind, and Lotus, on these 4 maps, I want to stay away from unnecessary over-rotations as much as you can. Every single rotation that you do on the attacker side holds enormous levels of risk that your teammates are going to make some kind of a mistake when it comes to their utility usage, when it comes to keeping the proper distance between themselves, and when it comes to like overall pathing, clearing the angles, luck, timing, etc, etc. So Haven, Bind, Icebox, and Lotus, cut the noise for 20 seconds, re-hit the site. You can do the same shit on other maps as well. It doesn't matter, but on these 4 maps, I would really like to do this as much as possible. Now, when it comes to like, when your teammates don't want to listen to you, then fuck it. If your teammates are not listening to you, they're making the footsteps, they're fighting the enemies, like, you know, adapt to your allies, play with them at the end of the story. I'm talking when your teammates actually want to play with you. But here, that would be a really good idea, like basically cutting the noise and now re-hitting the same site. Waiting like 20 seconds and waiting for the smoke on tower, and that's it. Is he doing VOD review right now? Yes, yes, yes. You see, this rotation now is, you know, fucked up. Like, we really need to be focused on clearing every single angle underneath the window, clearing the garden position right here. There we could have died, I mean, from that Brimstone Peak, but to be honest, like, that Brimstone Peak was terrible. You see what's happening? You see what's happening? Jett is here, Cypher is here, Sova is here, Sage and Omen here. Nobody is fucking playing together. And all 5 of them can die from some stupid gunfights alone without any refrag potential. And if they just re-hit the A site again, Brimstone doesn't have any smokes, 1 smoke only. Enemies will make 100% a lot of the mistakes. And anyways, even if the enemies take the space behind you, pushing the site together, even against 4 enemies that are on the fucking site, is better than what's happening right now. Because, you know, nobody can help this site. First, Cypher died because of gunfight in the garage. Nobody can help the Jet because we're late. We're fucked.
Wait, one push.
Now you're asking yourself, but Charlatan, but is there any moment of times when you would actually pull a fast rotation on the opposite part of the map? Absolutely. If I think there is like 4 to 5 enemies in this area of the map, my instant call is, guys, let's rotate C, let's push C fast, take the garage, take the site, that's it. But if I don't think that all of the enemies rotated, or they are not close to this area of the map, like, you know, maybe I think some enemies are here, 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 based on the previous rounds and previous information, like, I would do what I just recommended you to do.
Okay, we made.
60, 80, 80 and 20. Sage just heal Astrid.
I see a lot of Omen players are really prioritizing playing this position in the post plant. Like, this position is not that good in the post plant. Like, you're overexposed from like C main, C link, A link, and mid area of the map. Like, this position is an optional position that you should sometimes take to surprise the enemies. But you should not be playing this position as your main post plant position. Like, it's much better if you're playing on the lower ground and just adapting to what your teammates are holding and how they're playing. Just because you're overexposed by a lot. And if your teammates are not holding you from some angle, like, you're dead. By the way, that shot was very good.
Sova, he has heal.
Okay, we made. Yeah, we made 1 B. 1 link.
Okay, nice smoke. Okay.
Nice.
At the end, we won the round. But why did we win this round? Because enemies are trash cans, bro.
Easy.
Okay.
Can you do it? The 1-2-1-2.
Now, as I said, whenever enemies are equal, Halby, tell your teammates, hey guys, let's avoid short, let's avoid B side, let's avoid the garage. 5-man push C, 5-man push A. Done. In this round, I would probably push the A side, just so that I'm applying more pressure onto the enemies that love to push A. Because in the first round, they wanted to push A, then they got stopped. In the second round, if they push A, they're gonna, you know, focus enemies on the A side heavily. And then in the third round, if they push A side again, you know, enemies' mentality is gonna be completely shifted onto the A side defense. And maybe we're gonna pull the Killjoy from C side all the way to the A side.
Yeah, perfect. Do that.
But C push is fine as well.
No, dash right side.
Spectre is shit as an eco weapon, anti-eco weapon, any weapon. Don't buy the Spectre. Trust me, you will find 10 times higher success with a Stinger, Judge, Bulldog, Marshal, and Sheriff. In the second round on Haven, I'm always going to buy either a Bulldog or a Stinger on the attacker side.
Okay. Can you dart left?
First smoke is shit. Because you see like how the smoke is landing. Like whenever you're positioning these smokes, you want to position your smokes not in the air. Like position the smoke in the way that you think that smoke is gonna look like when that smoke deploys. So basically I see a lot of Omen players, they're positioning the smokes like this. I'm positioning the smokes like this when I want to do a one-way. Like I always position the smokes on the ground based on how I think it's gonna look like when it drops. Like this, and then like this. Why? Because you look at the minimap. Look how his smoke looks like right now. It is absolute garbage. Like his smoke for the garage looks like this. And now, enemies have this space here to pick his teammates like this, and like this, from 3 different corridors and angles. If the smoke was precise on the edge there, that's it. Enemies can only push through this smoke. There's nothing to worry about. And the second mistake we made here is like the following. Whenever you're doing a fast push onto the C site, it is extremely important for you to use your smokes on the go. So if the callout is, hey guys, let's push C fast, and your duelists and your teammates are rushing like maniacs in front of you, you want to use the smokes of your Jett to execute the bomb site together with her. Number 1. Like whenever you're playing with the Jett, you should always stick to the butthole of the Jett if you're playing Omen, and try to use her aggressive smokes and aggressive plays to teleport in the smokes and surprise the enemies. Now, basically, how should the setup look like when you're pushing the C side? So the first smoke, if the callout is let's push C fast, I'm doing from here, and the second smoke, I'm using like this. So you see the difference in the utility. Like I will use my teammate's body as a shield to safely go from this position to this position, and if the enemies are fighting us in this long area of the map, I'll just cancel doing my smokes, pick up the gun, and fight the enemies with my teammates. Like I will use my teammates as a human shield, so I can reach this position, and I'm not lagging when it comes to my teammates, and I'm able to deploy the flash and utility for my Jett in real time and fully support her. Look at this now. Like Jett is already executing the site. There's no flash, no nothing. I mean, he didn't buy a flash in this round. I don't know why. In this round, I would buy the flash. Like it can be useful, very useful.
That's right. This is left.
Jett's name is Jordan Peterson, man. Yeah. No. Do not hunt the kills if you're in the numbers advantage or economy advantage. Especially don't hunt the kills if you're playing the second round, if you won the first round. If you're playing an anti-eco round. Like the whole point of this round is to take the least amount of casualties, build a proper economy, and play this weapon in the next bonus round so that we can have higher chances of winning the bonus round. If he loses the weapon right now, in the next round he will need to bonus, and then what's gonna happen? He's gonna be playing probably a Sheriff, Shorty, Stinger, or some shit like that. Actually, not, Sheriff or Shorty, which is arguably worse than Stinger, Spectre, Bulldog, or Judge, or something like that. Like, really focus yourself on losing the least amount of economy in the second round and building a proper economy for yourself and for your team. This play is bad. I would never in my life enter that smoke. May I ask, what's happening with the spike, boys? Like, we entered the site like 20 seconds ago. Oh, timing. Information 0. That was timing, but you should have yelled at your teammates, hey guys, Brimstone is on site! Brimstone is on site! Something, I don't know. Achtung, Achtung! To be honest, doing this smoke, I don't know why he's even doing this smoke when the Brimstone, like, if the Brimstone smoke is still active there, our smoke doesn't do anything.
Inside. One, two.
Such a stupid death, man. Such a stupid death. Wait, you know Germany? Yeah. Deutschland über allen.
1, 2. Don't forget the strafe. One, two.
Jet is fucking coaching him in the game. 1-2. 1-2. Don't forget to strafe. 1-2, 1-2.
Wall going. Wall.
Give me time.
Lol. Heavy time.
Oh, ja, das bitte. Bitte schon. Come on. Don't lose the weapon. Get the fuck out. No, don't hunt, Cypher. You have 10 HP. Let's go. Good round. Fuck it. Let's go next round. Okay. Now, in those bonus rounds and eco rounds on any map, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I just feel that the highest skill potential with Omen you have in around the garage area of the map. Because you can do some really good executes and pressure the enemies. Like, for example, like what I love to do. Let's say I play the Stinger in that first round and I have a Stinger, Shorty, Utility, and Heavy Shield. I love to teleport here as soon as the round starts. Close the gap with the enemy there. If the enemy is peeking, bam, easy kill. If the enemy is not peeking, never mind. I do a smoke here, flash the enemies on the left side, jump spot the enemies there, teleport to that corner, kill that enemy, get in the smoke, kill the enemy in the smoke, check this portion of the smoke always, bam, kill that enemy. Now I can maybe wait in the window, try to see if enemies are gonna be here, maybe take another kill. Now we're pushing into the seaside. I have only one smoke and a shrouded steps. No problem. I'll use this smoke. Bam. So I clear this position, enter the smoke, and now from this smoke I can easily isolate the angles and basically push into the site in an unpredictable pattern, an unpredictable way. Like, this is my pathing and my playbook in my head when I wanna play the bonus round. Now, of course, like, I'll adapt to any scenario in which enemies and my teammates put me in, but this is the plan that I would have.
Yes.
Also, what I would recommend you, man, like, lower down your settings a bit. Like, literally, listen. This should always be low. This low. This low. Off. Going above 8x doesn't make any sense. Never go above 2x. Material quality doesn't matter. You can go high, medium, low, whatever you want. This important on. This important on. This doesn't matter. If you want your skins to look better, keep it on. It is a bit of a competitive disadvantage, so it's better to have it off if you just want to grind the game. This off doesn't matter. This off doesn't matter. On plus boost. Always play in the full screen mode. Never play in the window full screen. Never play in the window mode. Absolute garbage. Don't limit your FPS if you're playing on a high-end and a good PC. Limit your FPS if you're playing on a laptop or some shit that can overheat or explode in your face.
Raze will push through garage. Okay, क्या?
Ooh, okay. Why should I never play in the window full screen and not full screen? No, listen. Never play on the windowed full screen. I'm just using this so that you're not flashbanged. Like, full screen is what you always want to have. Like, this is the proper settings. For some reason, when I have full screen, look at this. I don't know why is this happening. What the fuck is this shit behind me? I don't know why that happens. Probably because of my filters on the OBS. Yeah, it's OBS issue. Yeah, I know.
Okay, क्या?
To be honest, you know, in this round, there's nothing better we could have done, you know? Like, we should have anticipated that enemies are gonna play a bit more aggressive, and your teammates should have anticipated that as well. But this is not your mistake, you know? Like, I would have also followed the Jet. I would have made sure that I'm a bit closer to the Jet than what you are right now. And then going for the kill there, you know, onto this Reyna was completely fine. Completely, this Reyna was just really dominating. Generally speaking, you know, like in these bonus rounds, eco rounds on Haven, like I would be testing the enemies. a bit more in this area of the map. Just to see what the fuck are they doing, what type of setup they have there, and higher kill potential you have with a strategy that I showcased you in the garage than what you try to do in this round.
Bro, the team
Ooh, are we gonna win this?
knows.
What the fuck? They won this round, bro.
Are you recording?
From 2 versus 5.
Are you
The
recording?
Reyna is aggro, Reyna playing aggro.
Insane.
Marshall mid.
This is maybe the absolutely stupidest fucking shit you can do on any map. Like, listen. If enemies are eco and halby, you know that enemies' economy is shit. Enemies have the classic pistols, shorties, etc, etc. Always navigate your teammates in a way to play together and to aggressively take some position together. Don't allow them to take individual gunfights. Don't allow them to default on Haven. Guys, we're pushing C fast, we're pushing A fast, end of the story. Like, the most stupid shit you can do right now is give the enemies 50-50 gunfights and rely on how your teammates are gonna play these gunfights. Right now, Sova can die from the Reyna Sheriff in the short. We know Reyna is playing short, so maybe she has a Sheriff. Jett could have easily died from the enemy Jett that is playing Marshall on B side. You can die from random peek from the garage like Sheriff one-tap peeker's advantage. No reason to do that. If enemies are eco and halby, on the defender's side, play S5 towards the objective that seems best for you at that moment of time. Like when Haven, see A push, end of the story. And when enemies are eco and halby, and you're playing on a defender's side, don't play too aggressive. There's no reason for you to lurk, flank, primarily focus yourself on the refrag potential, retakes, playing on the gun advantage. End of the story. That's how you have consistency in ranked solo queue. Okay.
You also
Generally speaking, like, from these first 3 rounds, they got a really good information, like, what they want to push. Like, basically, both A set and C set are full open for them. Like, Killjoy is using her full setup to defend the B set in garage. Like, if I got that information in the first 3 rounds, like, let's just push fucking A and C. What the fuck I need to go into the turret, into the mollies, into the alarm bot, like, no reason.
I'm ready to push whenever.
You're allowing your teammates to default way too much, like, on the attacker side of Haven. Like, fuck it, man. Like, do you know when I would call a default on Haven? If I notice that enemies are over-aggressive and they're over-picking the angles and I want to take a kill. I'm not gonna randomly call a default to be like, you know, let's default now because, you know, let's change the pace of the game that is already working in our favor. But
I'm gonna chase for first contact.
You can go see, I guess.
okay, let's go see. Good. Smoke again a bit. Precision of the smokes is much more important than speed of your smokes. Please make sure that when you're positioning these smokes, that they are precisely covering all of the angles, and they are the proper smokes. So we are doing a smoke here like this. We're doing a smoke here like this, and that's it. This is the proper smoke there. This is the proper smoke there. Don't leave any gaps to the enemies that they can abuse to surprise your allies. Can someone tell me how big is the difference between 60 Hz and 140 Hz? Massive, man. Like, 60 Hz is like, you know, it's just a huge difference. Huge. Like, I wanted to make some joke, but my voice is dying. Your post-plan positioning on C set is shit. Like, basically, it doesn't matter which agent you're playing. You can play Jesus Christ, some Alibaba agent. I don't know, man. Like, but whenever you're positioning in the postman on the C side, if your teammates are playing on the site, defending the spike from the site, always position yourself on top of this box so you can support your teammates there, there, there. You can just do the one way, hold the CT. Your Jett is on top of you. Amazing. Jett, we can play a double tower setup. Jett can be here, you're here, one of your teammates is here. Triple tower setup. This is the absolutely worst fucking shithead position that you can take on Haven in the post plant. Like, if you get stuck here, you're donezo. Like, this spot, I would never in my life play as a post plant. Get out. We're dying. Okay. Good. Very good flawless round. Like, our economy from after this round, our economy is amazing.
Short.
I'm gonna smoke close so they don't kill us.
Okay, guys, listen. If you're playing fucking Jett, like, if you wanna smoke your teammates for the long push, like, you don't smoke like this. This smoke doesn't do anything in specific. Like, it is much better in ranked solo queue to navigate your smoke here. You push the enemies backwards, and you take all of this space for yourself and for your team.
No one can trade me. Can you prepare smokes? I'm ready to that.
Which smoke? Bro, I still didn't cover Haven. Did I cover Haven on Jett? I thought you said to do that smoke. No, this smoke is better. This smoke is better than this smoke here.
I'm gonna smoke close. Ready.
Okay, this round was really good. This round was really good. Like how he moved while using his utility, how he used his Jett, you know, utility to enter the site. This one is perfect. Very good.
Two flank.
My man really likes to play the positions that are absolutely worst for the post plant on every site. Listen, guys. So on the C side, fuck this area of the map in the post plant. You don't need it. Literally, suicide area of the map doesn't exist. On the A side, this shit position. This obviously shit position. This obviously shit position. Even playing here, I would mark it as a semi shit position, depending if I have someone that is baiting for me. Everything else is absolutely fine. You can do anything else. Just don't play these positions. Pushing the enemies is better.
Back, flank.
Flank.
Long is wall.
Why are we disconnecting from our Jett? I mean, listen, guys, if you're 1 versus 2, play with your teammate and that's it. To be honest, Raze has the ultimate, like, this can be interesting. Okay. I mean, in this example, Jett is your duo. You know, maybe you can tell your Jett brother, man, brother, girl, I don't know, like transgender, like something, species. Like, can we play on the reframe potentially? You know, like she has the ultimate, I don't want to die. Like, can we play on the, you know, like smart human beings?
It doesn't. Wait, they have ults. Chill,
Wait, wait.
chill. Space now. They have ults. Bait other util. I'm gonna fake mid in case they. Just bait out their util.
The only thing I don't realize is why in these rounds, where the enemies have a shit economy, we are complicating things. Like in every round where the enemies were eco, half buy. Like we played some kind of a default, waiting for the enemies to push us, waiting for the enemies to take a 50-50 guns with our teammates. Push something! Go fast! Abuse the gun advantage you have. Utility advantage. Like enemies have the classic pistols. Reyna has a Vandal with light shield. I don't know, like this guy has a Marshall on the C side. Push C, push A. Like why are we allowing our teammates to take 50-50 fights and for this type of shit to happen?
Kill first.
To push.
Team play should be your highest priority when the enemies have low economy.
One close, one close.
And that refrag potential. Very good kill by the Jet. Very good kill by the Jet.
You're Raj, by the way.
Did enemy Brimstone just do the ultimate in the window? What the fuck, bro? He missed his ultimate on the Sage Revive.
That's one.
Nice.
No way, brother. Grass ultimate.
One enemy remaining.
Where?
Reposition.
Window.
Good. What the fuck is Jet doing, man? Like literally, she used the ultimate on 6-0. Brother, like never. Like number one thing that you need to remember in Valorant solo queue. Always be 120% focused. Because you never know when the match is gonna shift in the enemy's favor. When the enemies are gonna wake up, become demons, your teammates start tilting, and you're losing a match from 10-2 all the way to 13-12. Focus up. You often mention that as Omen, you need to learn one ways. I often find them pain in the ass because my teammates in Immortal are really pushing through them with flashes dying and proceed to flame me as I shouldn't. Depends like which site, which area of the map. Like you should be doing the one ways. You know, it is their fault they push it. I don't give a shit. Like if I want to stop my teammates' aggression, and if I want to control the map and just play slow, play methodical, I'm gonna do the one ways. It is their fault they die. I'm just gonna mute them. Fuck it. I'm playing my own game.
That's it.
Jordan Peters.
Should on one way as an attacker. You should one way as an attacker. But you know, in the postman majority of times. Okay, that round was whatever, literally.
I guess.
Bait race ult first, and then we go. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Good crosshair placement, good angle holding, love it. Oh, that jiggle peek, man! We saw one arm there.
Peeking mid. I need the
Smoked main.
Okay, nice try. Anti.
Push.
Anti.
I'm making noises. Try to push C or A.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Nowhere to run.
Okay, we can get side. C. Go C. Fuck. Go C. Oh, Omen. No. Chill.
Generally speaking, you know, when you're playing ranked solo queue, especially when I'm playing Omen, like I'm always hyper focused on my teammate that has the highest chances of dying. Like here, if I notice that my teammates clear the mid, and my Jet is pushing through mid towards the B side, your smokes need to go out of your hand. Like, if my Jett right now wants to fight on the B side and take the B side control, I need to observe the minimap and I need to give her the smokes. This is exactly the problem I had on Haven when I was playing from Race to Immortal. Like, Race to Immortal series. Like, when you're playing Omen, your eyes need to be glued on the minimap up there. Like, literally, your eyes need to be shifting from crosshair, angles, and minimap 24/7. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Like, and as soon as you see this is happening, that's it.
Okay, we can get side. See. Close.
To be honest, in this example, Jett made a mistake. I don't know what the fuck is she doing there. You know, like, let's just go. You know, let's, like, when you make a numbers advantage, call for a regroup immediately, regroup somewhere, slow down the pacing of the game, and push something together. You don't need to push something immediately right now. Like, this is such a stupid mistake. Why the fuck would I go B? You know? Like alone. As a Jett player. As the most valuable player in my team. Like, just 2 steps back. Let's see. Reyna is usually the B-A player. Sova played what, like, in this one? A side, Brimstone is A, so that leaves only Killjoy C. Let's maybe hit C side. Or maybe let's maybe hit A side because Killjoy is on C, you know? Like,
Fuck. Go see.
there's no reason to lose the numbers advantage like this.
Oh, Omen. No. Chill.
They're rushing mid, careful.
I will.
That smoke in the garage is terrible. Terrible.
One guy's going long. One guy's long. Rain.
How the hell he didn't take damage, man? Look at this, guys. Look at this. So he was teleporting, and this happened. He gets headshotted here. Headshot? Nothing. Bro, this game has such a huge problem with netcode and latency, man. Very huge problem. Like I think even CS:GO is better than this. The guy got headshotted on the opposite part of the map. Like, his shadow got headshotted. Okay, that's what we call a skill diff, to be honest, and reaction time diff. To be honest, like, you know, if you're 2 versus 4 in a post plant, you need to anticipate that enemies are gonna be a bit more aggressive. They're gonna be peeking you. Plus, you have the Sova's ultimate. Like, until the Sova does the ultimate, you don't need to do anything in specific. You could have just held the angles, waited for Sova to complete his ultimate, maybe waited for your smokes to come back, then do the one-way smoke on top of the spike, etc, etc.
Right,
That flash is absolutely fine, just, you know, good. Okay. That's a really good smoke by the Brimstone. Listen, first of all, let's see how this round starts. So, that flash down there is good. But, as I said, whenever... So you need to pay more attention on the minimap and what your teammates are doing. If I see that on A long, there is Reyna, there is maybe Jett with an AWP, I don't know. My full focus would be on this guy. Fuck the smokes. I'll do smokes later. It doesn't matter. Like, I want to protect my teammates' push. I want to kill that Reyna and make sure that I have the aim in control. And then I'm doing the smokes. So basically, during my gameplay, I always prioritize the gunfights, that my teammates are taking over anything else, and making sure that I can keep the proper distance between me and my allies to play on the refrag and trading potential. Because that's the core essence of you know, playing FPS games. How is this flash any good instead of droning that, since no one is pushing short? Riddler flash right after smoking. So it's, that flash is actually really good because his teammates in 2 rounds died from the Reyna push right here. If my Sova and my teammates are not capable of taking this position like a normal human beings with a drone and everything, like I'm gonna use a flash there 24/7, like literally, to prevent the enemies from peeking that angle. And anyways, like Reyna was playing there, so someone was playing short like 24/7. I would have done the exact same shit.
The push, yeah.
Okay. We have Shrouded Steps. Basically here, you know, this is the problem of game decisions. I mean, if my spike is stuck there, I'm instantly Shrouded Stepping on the opposite side, picking up the spike, Shrouded Stepping back, taking the spike back, and then trying to find some picks and fight the enemies. I mean, whew. Nice cock, baby. My dude is like overcomplicating things quite a lot, you know. Too many complications. Like we could have retake that spike in much more efficient, easier way, and generally speaking, to be honest, we didn't even need that spike, you know. Like first of all, our smoke replenishes in 15 seconds. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock. Like here, we can just focus on gunfights, wait to see if enemies are gonna do any unnecessary aggression, try to capitalize maybe on some kind of a mistake from the enemies, then do this type of a smoke at the top of a choke point, pick up the spike, then see what we are gonna do. Are we gonna push the A site? Are we gonna go back? Like, you don't need to rush things out so much, like, you know. And you don't need to complicate them definitely like this. Like you know, all of this can be much more simple. This kill was really good. Then, like, you know, let's TP there, pick up the spike fast, teleport back. This was a bit unlucky though. To be honest, like, in this scenario, he hears the footstep of the enemies that are pushing through the smoke right now. If I heard the enemies peeking there, I would peek them in the same time and try to basically fuck them up with a peeker's advantage. Like, if I knew that Killjoy is there, I would be doing a very, very fast swing here, instead of just walking like this. Plus, I mean, he didn't walk, just his crosshair placement was not even ready for a fight there, to be honest. And Sova was being chilling. Nice one. True.
Raise is low. -120.
What is that smoke for?
Can you?
I need the explanation for this. Bait? But what are we baiting? Like, we're literally pushing the C side. I'm baiting the enemies from A to rotate to C. Like, what? And then I'm doing this smoke. Definitely, I can see like definitely I can see that your map awareness and your general awareness and tracking your most aggressive players is very low. Like the only thing I would focus on a bit more is paying more attention on where my most aggressive and my most useful allies are at that specific moment of time. Like, if my Jet is here, and she's fighting for this position. And I notice that she's pressing W key. I'm going with her. No matter what, like. If my teammates are afraid from an operator on the C site, then I should smoke site, right? Basically, if you think that enemies have the operator on the C site, you should always smoke the top of the choke point like this. Place the crosshair there. Kill the enemy that is there, maybe with the op, Jet or Raze or someone. Then smoke this, and then do the fast execute onto the C site through the smoke.
Can you fall back?
Can smoke on the garage to C be placed like much deeper, so it's hard for them to get out like on A main, or it's better to make it fully aligned with wall? Smoke on the garage to C. This passage here. I don't know. This is the debate that I'm having with myself like for a very long period of time, but I seriously feel that it is very, very dangerous, extremely dangerous to do this. Like leaving this area of the map for the enemies, I don't like it at all. Like it is much easier for me to clear the site by blocking the enemy's vision there and risking their peek than an enemy holding maybe this angle here that my teammates might be not aware of or some shit like that. Like I don't know. Like it's 50-50 however the fuck you place it at the end of the day, you know? Like enemies can peek at any moment of time, choose any time. Like in reality it doesn't even matter, to be honest. Okay, one small tip that I need to give you guys. When the Killjoy has the ultimate on Haven, number one thing that you should understand is that enemies might be playing the retake of A site, and number two thing is that probably you either need to bait out the Killjoy's ultimate before planting the spike, or just don't finish on A. Like essentially, if the Killjoy does the ultimate for the retake of A site here, and you have no opportunity to destroy it, and you're not pressuring the Killjoy, or you have no utility to destroy it, you're kind of fucked. She can basically, you know, like, do the ultimate in this position, you know, do the nanoswarms for the A long, and it's GG, well played, good Tigers. So essentially, when the Killjoy has the ultimate on Haven, I always prioritize attacking C site a bit more. Or trying to bait out her ultimate by faking the spike plant and then, you know, like going back and forth. I don't know what you're doing here. Like, you know, like you're kind of useless right now. Like, I mean, you need to decide. Do I want to play with the teammates? Do I want to hold the flank? Like a lot of times during your gameplay, like you kind of space out, and it's like you're not even playing the game. It's like an AI machinery, you know, like on my screen that is pretending that he's playing the game. Like what the fuck is going on? I read the chat. Ooh, that push was really good from the Reyna. She actually went into the window. She actually had a timing to go into the window.
First fights, but
the only problem I had with this VOD is that I don't know who is leading the game here. I hear zero comms from you. I don't hear any comms, actually. Like, you need to navigate your teammates a bit more. Like, I really feel that all these 3 rounds that we lost, we primarily lost them because we are pushing an area of the map that we should not push, or we are playing in a way that we don't need to play. I mean, if your 5-man pushes are already working on C side, A side, B side, anywhere, keep abusing what's working for you until it stops, and then repeat it one more time, because enemies might not expect that. Like, essentially, it is stupid to fix something that doesn't need fixing at all.
Fucking find fights.
Are we pushing mid again?
See them, Jet, I have to push.
This is so stupid, bro. Should you be IGL if you're playing worse than your team? I think you should never be IGL at all. Like, essentially, IGLing in solo queue is impossible. Like, the only thing that you should focus on, if you have some individual strategies, like some baiting strategies, trading strategies, etc., etc., you should definitely do that. And in solo queue, I'm just primarily focused on telling my teammates where the fuck we're pushing next. And if I need some crucial utility, I'm gonna tell them. Like, if I need some special smokes or special nade or some shit like that. But most of the times, like, it's much better to just adapt to what your teammates are doing, and that's it. Like, but of course, like, on the attacker side, I'm always trying to tell my teammates, you know, to push something based on where I saw the enemies are playing in the previous rounds, and based on what makes more sense in that specific game.
Upper A, by the way.
Here we have a huge problem. This is where you're lacking the most. I feel that you don't take any initiative to take the kill opportunity and to take the space from the enemies, number one. But that can also be the problem because your map awareness is kind of like zero. And also, like, your game decisions are always having like 2, 3, or 4 seconds of latency, basically. That comes more with experience, you know, like that as you're VOD reviewing yourself, as you're building your playbook for yourself, as you're going through as many different scenarios as possible, and also, like, as you're developing different strategies and tactics, and, you know, yourself as a player. But this is very slow. Like, for an example, we know that Killjoy is here. We know that that one guy is short. Raze is alone C, one enemy is B. You know, the full A main area of the map is open for the enemies. I need to push. Like, right now, the absolute best game decision is, let's push the C side, let's take the full C control, end of the story. And that should have been done 2 seconds ago. Right now, enemies can make the sandwich out of us on mid. They can push C long, garage, B side, A main. Your teammates are gonna waste an enormous amount of time to just clear this position here. And it is 10 times smarter right now to just push together as 4 onto the C side, kill the Raze that just wasted her nade in the window, and that's it. Now Sage is like in this cross area of the map. Like, this is slow, way too slow. Like, Sova is rotated to B side. Maybe one guy is behind you. You're in an open area of the map where your butthole is fully overexposed. Your Jet died like an imbecile because, you know, you didn't take any initiative to actually pressure the side, take the space, and navigate your teammates in a good way. Like, a lot of times you're slowing down your gameplay at the moments of time where it is way too risky for solo queue. Like, you cannot play this slow in solo queue because then you're just allowing your teammates to die way too much based on timings and based on luck and based on whatever the fuck they're gonna do.
14 seconds.
Do you still throw the CT one way on A? Absolutely. One way or the regular one, depending if I have timing. If you're pushing garage to C side, First smoke is window and the second one is where? Basically like, okay, I'm pushing garage to seaside. First smoke here, second smoke here. But if I have a close range weapon, then my second smoke is gonna be here. So I can isolate this gunfight, enter the smoke, and then isolate this fight as well, this fight, etc, etc. Or maybe move through my smoke to surprise the enemies and close the gap with them. You know what you need to do, my Omkar Centario, my brother. What you need to do is you need to, like, you know, grab yourself by the balls and just go fucking out. Like, just push. Just do something. Like make a second account where you're just fucking trolling with Omen at the end of the day. Like, you really need to, you know, take some kind of an initiative to push the bombs, to do the aggressive plays, to take the control of the site, take control of some area, take more fights, fuck it, like to learn from some experience. Because from this VOD, I'm not learning anything about you, number one, except that you're really passive, that your game decisions are very slow, and that your map awareness is shit, which we already knew. And I'm gonna give you a training for all of this. I'm gonna give you one very specific, very fucking good training for fixing the overall game awareness, map awareness, and other issues. But the problem is, I didn't see a single execute from you, apart from some slow ass shit executes, like with improper utility. And I never saw you take any initiative to actually do something. Like, way too, like, you're relying on your teammates way too much, especially on this Jett, which is not that good at the end of the day.
30 seconds left.
He's low.
It's very good for ranking up. I will play Reyna up to Platinum 1, and from Platinum 1 I will switch it to, like, I don't know, Phoenix, Raze, Jett, anything better. Like, trust me, guys. If you die in a video game, you don't die in real life. I tested it a lot of the times. This was a bit of a mistake, to be honest. Like, I have one complaint here. First of all, when you're pushing the B side and you're using the Omen utility, the push always needs to look like this. So we're pushing the B through the center of this choke point, and here I can use the smokes. But I cannot use the smokes like this, exposing myself to the left side and exposing myself to the right side. Number one. Second thing, when I deploy the smokes, I need to pre-assume with my crosshair, positioning and movement, that one enemy can be there, that one enemy can be there. And basically do the proper angle clearing on both of these positions. Third thing, this teleport is extremely fucking risky. I would even put it on the levels of bad. Not even optimal. Like, seriously, like, if you have no information, like where the enemies are on the B side, your best bet and best gamble is to teleport inside of this corner. Because, you know, especially if you have the flash and you can just flash the enemies on the left side, you don't need to do anything else. But just taking this space for your team, you're already applying enormous amount of pressure onto enemies, and you're not exposed from any angle, only from this and this. But by teleporting here, I mean, literally, this enemy sees you, that enemy sees you, this enemy sees you, enemy behind the site here. What the fuck is this TP?
With the bomb.
You know, if you have this type of initiative during your rounds a bit more, you will find much more success. Like I really feel that I don't know, like he's just he's just fully adapting to what his teammates are doing 24/7 and just waiting for them to do something. What's his rank? In this rank, can you make an updated agent tier list video? Yes, sir. I've already made the stream. I've already covered everything on my Discord server. Basically, on my Discord, you can find, like, I already had a stream where I've discussed my agent tier list for solo queue and basically, like, what I think about different agents. The only thing that I'm waiting for my editor to finish the video. That video should be up like in the next 7 days. And also I was waiting for Deadlock because I thought, oh, Deadlock, bro, very cool agent, very cool name. And then I get this fucking piece of shit that is unplayable in ranked solo queue. And I hate myself for doing that. I wasted 1 month of streaming. Like because of that fucking agent. Because I was waiting for the Deadlock release. I thought it was gonna be some cool agent, some good agent for solo queue, and then I get that fucking shit.
Last round before the switch.
Let's just go full C again.
Oh my lord, was I watching this whole time on 720p? Is that what I was doing? To be honest, there's no difference. Can you show us where to find the Omen playbook that you mentioned on your last video? Yes. And I'm gonna explain this every single stream from now on because you guys are abusing the shit out of me. So basically, on my Discord server, we have these secret coaching channels with some content that, you know, can help you with your improvement. Now, this is where the agent guides are actually stored at hashtag agent guides in the secret coaching rooms. How to access this part of the server? You need to be a server booster, Twitch subscriber, YouTube member, Discord subscriber, or you need to be coached by me. So any of these 5 works. And then the room will be unlocked for you. And then, you know, you'll be able to access the videos and access the folders and files. The link to the folders and files will not be changed for the next 3 months probably. So even if you do it once, you have the access to that link, to these videos, to all of the future videos for Raze, Omen, Jett for the next 3-4 months. You can download the videos as well. You don't need to watch them on that specific link, on that specific website. After I finish Jett, Raze, Omen, and 1 more agent, the link to the files will be changed on every 4 weeks. So it's gonna be like a subscription-based shit. Because I really feel that I'm putting enormous amount of effort, and I will put even more effort into these guides. And I really feel that, you know, I'm covering some topics that basically I didn't see other coaches speak about these things at all. And I really feel that once we cover 24, 23 agents in the game, I cannot share this shit for free, bro. Like, literally, you know, I've been working for this, like, you know, this will take me until 2025, bro. What is that 1 more agent? Asking for a friend. The next agent is a duelist, and it should release in Act 2, Episode 7. And that's everything I know. Same as you.
I'm gonna late lab garage after plant. Try to push full C.
How much is for 1 hour coaching? I don't offer 1 hour coaching, and my coaching doesn't really work like other coaches. Like other coaches, this is how their coaching works. They are reviewing your VOD, and after they finish the VOD, that's it. Like, I have like 5 different coaching programs, and the VOD review is part of the coaching, but also there is a huge part of the coaching where I spend on some other problems, discussing like some teams. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I really, it's very hard for me to explain how my coaching sessions actually look like. Private coaching sessions. Like, it's not only a VOD review. And they usually last from 2 to 3 hours. Most of them are sorry. Most of them are 3 hours, unfortunately for me. I don't really have a time limit on my coaching sessions. Basically, I have my brain cell limit, you know, like the moment of time when I think that there is nothing else to discuss in that session, that's where I end the session basically, and then I just leave you guys to ask me the questions, and that's it. Some sessions last like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, like I don't know. I have a cap on like 4 hours, like more than after 4 hours, like I'm done. I'm gonna, you know, turn off my PC and I'm out. But you know. Okay, let's go. You know, it's high quality coaching, but Papito spends so much time. That's so stupid. We're still on the attacker side, man. Same problem. Same problem we had like in the previous round. We have in this round as well. Like utility usage is a bit slower. We're not there to support our Jett. Blah 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 blah. But to be honest, Jett slowed down her push, so it's okay. Ooh, that kill is actually great from the Cypher. Stop the push! Stop the push, boys! Let's reset! Let's reset, brothers! We don't need to peek, we don't need to fight. Let's go back, let's go back. But, once again, the best idea in this scenario is what, guys? Cut the noise. Cut the noise. For 20 seconds and reheat the bomb set again. Like, trust me, enemies will make enormous amount of mistakes. Players in solo queue are... And never mind, now Cypher got the info. Rotate. But the problem here is that... actually, there's no problems. Like, Sova has the ultimate for the Killjoy's ultimate. The main problem here is how your Sova is gonna play. If Sova wastes his ultimate, God forbid us. Or if he dies. What the fuck is Sage doing with the side? What the fuck is going on, brother? Okay. Protect the Sova, man. Sova MVP. I am the hunter! Good ultimate.
Break the flash.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
One enemy
That's right.
remaining.
He might come from below.
Okay. 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 Majority of the mistakes in this round were just from his teammates. Like, there was nothing better he could have done. Okay, let's see the defender's side. In the first round of defender side of Haven, I don't care if Jesus Christ is playing A side with me. Like, I'm playing A side and I'm starting on A with Omen 24/7. Like, if you lose the A side in the first round, retaking that side is hell of the fucking time with so little utility and with just the pistols and shit like that. Like, always, no matter what your teammates tell you to do, no matter how your teammates are positioned, classic pistol shorty strategy down there, end of the story. Classic light shield smoke, one shrouded step, shorty, kill an enemy, outmaneuver the enemies, end of the story.
Bro, like, so many VODs, like, they all push with Jett.
If the enemies are pushing C, do the one way for your teammates and that's it. You know, these one ways are actually really important on the defender side. I'm not gonna lie, you guys need to learn this to deploy, you know, fast, and these one ways will impact your gameplay quite a lot. Like essentially, this is necessary. Now, another mistake that comes from the lack of your map awareness. As soon as you see that your teammates are playing at the back of the C site, and enemies are taking the control of this, enemies are pushing in, you should always, beside this smoke, give your teammates this smoke as well. So that this Sova can easily outmaneuver the enemies through the smoke or isolate the gunfights to work in his favor. Also, one more thing, like when you're deploying a default smoke here, never use the smoke like this. Always put it deeper, like this. When you're deploying a default smoke on A, never like this. Always like this. So enemies, you know, need to go through this passage, long area of the map.
Multiple end, multiple end.
I don't know how that Sova is even alive, to be honest. Now here, this is just the difference in my playbook, your playbook, my mindset, your mindset. Like, so enemies have taken the C-side control. They're probably gonna plant the spike right now. Like right now, I will be saving this smoke for my retake, essentially. Like basically, if I found myself here instead of the brimstone smoke, I'll position this smoke up here, doing this, ba 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 ba. Like this play, like I do it 2 times per match, and always grants me at least minimum 2 kills, depending on the weapon that I have.
Okay, one flanking. Been holding right.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
You see, like in this example, if we did that type of a play, you probably would have ended up like with 2 kills in your pocket. Plus, this smoke is extremely good for the retakes of the C site, especially if the enemies are playing on the site. Like basically, enemies cannot play this area of the map. We're cutting the site in half. These enemies are isolated from these enemies here, and when your teammates are retaking from CT, they don't need to worry about that angle. They can just do this, move here, clear the site, clear the back, clear that position there, focus on the long. Talking about the short here, there are maps I should buy 2 smokes instead of a shield. No. Like on bind, we have the classic pistol shorty strategy. On bind, ascent, split, and Lotus, and Haven. 5 maps. And on these 5 maps, I'm always going with the light, classic shorty, and shrouded step, and I have the smoke as a signature. Would Breach be a good solo queue? He's fine to play, you know. Depends on your playstyle. What the fuck, enemy Reyna is 22, 11, 3. In the second round, when you lose the first round, only God can tell you where the enemies are gonna go next. What I usually do is I repeat my classic pistol shorty strategy. I'm gonna play the short again. If the enemies didn't push the A set in the first round, if the enemies push the A set in the first round, then I'm gonna play C side with a classic and short. I'll play the opposite side, predicting that enemies are gonna go, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Wanna see again? Okay.
Okay. Yours actually Sova doesn't need anything. We're playing retake. Okay. Guys, I mean, if you're playing these eco and Hellby rounds, it's also fine for you to maybe lurk and flank. I mean, just with a classic pistol, go see, like, you know, what type of setup Killjoy has. Maybe try to apply some pressure from behind. I mean, anyways, you have a classic pistol with a shrouded steps, like, you know, we're not gonna win this round, probably. Our crosser needs to be ready for this logs. That is a very common position. Hey, yo, that timing. Okay. It's totally fine that he's playing Garage in this enemy's bonus round. I like it.
Nothing.
Ooh. But how does, like, I really feel that during his gameplay he spaces out a lot. Like, there's some moments of time where I feel he's not even playing the game. He's not looking at the monitor. You know? Like this happened like 7 or 8 times where he looks like an AI, like he looks like he disconnected from the game. Maybe looking at the map too much, but his minimap awareness is shit. I don't know, man. Omkar, man, like when you rewatch this VOD, please tell me what the fuck are you doing? You know, in these examples when I was saying that you space out, because I really don't know, like, literally. You know, look at this. So there is the arrow there. You know, how does this happen? How is my crosshair up here? And how does the Reyna pushes this? And like I don't know. And his reaction time is not this slow. Like that is the problem. If he had a really slow reaction time, then I would assign this just to reaction time. But his reaction time is okay for a Ascendant player.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. That smoke was fine because Jett was, you know, all the way up there, so... I mean, any enemies were all the way up there.
What the someone's hiding spawn. Hiding spawn.
I guess I can help you.
Spawn in mid.
I'm gonna flick it. I got Camby.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna give you a very important rule in those type of examples. So, we're playing Haven. We don't have any information if the enemies are here, 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 for an example. In this round, we have no information about this. We are 3 versus 2. We have numbers advantage. The absolutely best play right now is to play the retake game, where essentially you are staying here, watching this cross like that, or just watching this cross like this. Your Sova goes all the way into the A-link, watching this cross, and Cypher stays on the A side. Basically, I feel that Valorant players, especially in the lower lobbies, like Ascendant, Diamond, Platinum, etc., are not playing on the retake enough. And why is that bad? That is bad because a lot of times you lose the rounds based on timings and based on luck. And what I'm truly trying to eliminate during my gameplay in Valorant is exactly that. Timings and luck.
One enemy remaining. Spike down.
Not yet on set, I think. Nice. Yet. Do with it. I need the sticks to someone's ass.
What's happening, bro? Ooh, I need the to order pizzeroni, man. Please learn the one-ways are much better than these regular shit smokes. Like, if you have time to do them, it should be a one-way there.
They ain't coming here, I guess. They will come see me.
And when your teammates are getting pressure, like if you think that enemies, you know, are in this area of the map, cut off the backside from the enemies and support your teammates. So to be honest, like that is the mistake of the Sova. Like Sova is mental imbecile.
So good. Thank you. Planting seed.
Spike planted.
Play with it. Nice.
Okay, when it comes to this retake, this flash here was very premature, and to be honest, I would not be wasting flash in that specific example. Like, it is much better, you know, to wait for my teammates to rotate. Spike enemies already have the, you know, side control. Why would I be wasting my utility to delay the enemy's push? Like, it doesn't matter at all. Like, they have the site. They can be anywhere. Now, second mistake is not having a smoke in the middle of the site here when we are going for the retake. Trust me, guys, this smoke will help you retake the C site quite a lot. Like basically, so you can do so many outplays around this smoke, plus enemies cannot play around this area of the map because they will be fully overexposed and fucked by the one-way. And it's so easy for you to isolate gunfights one by one.
Planting seed.
So that smoke was necessary. But that kill is good. And that kill is good as well.
Nice.
Okay.
Grab me up, someone. Back.
Gonna play slow.
And then obviously, my friends, you know, like when you're placing the second smoke should go like, you know, for the C long.
Only like brim.
I mean, during this gameplay, enemies were really hyper focused onto pushing the C side, so I would just be playing the same shit that he's playing right now. You know, around the garage, gambling that enemies are gonna go C, garage, and B, and that's it. Plus, we have the Jet with the open and Cypher on A set. Like, if they lose it, we deserve to lose the round. Plus, we have the ultimate as well. And plus, enemies are playing an eco half by round, so the highest chances are that enemies are gonna pressure B side garage instead of pressuring the
Again.
Fast.
A side.
Rotating.
Wait, next one. So, good one.
Okay. Cool. Cool round.
Kitchen is good.
Once again, one way would have been a bit better, a bit deeper smoke. Not bad. Like, basically, your default smoke for the C long should look like this. That's the best crap. But you should definitely try to learn to do that up there.
Kitchen is
Yeah,
good.
garage.
Yeah, he's a long one.
Good round. Good round. Good one, 7.
I have to go. Bye, Papito. Bye-bye, man. See you tomorrow.
Cypher, can
Yeah, sure. Okay, bro.
Bro, I'm so hungry. I want to eat that pizza. Only thing I can think about right now is fucking pizza, bro.
Might be lurking, mate. Careful.
don't push, fall back.
I'm gonna hold you.
Okay, I'm got this.
I know what I'm gonna order. Bam.
Might be waiting for.
Yes,
a
sir.
roll break.
Okay, I'm going mid.
Okay. Got it.
No. No mid. Playing now.
It doesn't feel like he's moving around much to catch enemies on other sites, but he doesn't need to. Like, basically, let's be honest, like, during this gameplay and during this match, like, enemies were primarily pushing the C site. why would he be focused on anything else, you know? Like, if enemies are just abusing B, Garage and C, I would do the same shit he's doing. The only thing that I would do a bit differently is maybe, you know, if I already see that my Sova is getting fully abused on the C side, I will be trying to contest the enemies, you know, from some kind of an off angle, trying to do some kind of a strategy, you know, from my playbook to surprise the enemies, outmaneuver them, you know, like try to take some easy kills. Like that's the only difference that what I would do a bit differently. May I ask, how do players in solo queue lose the B site with Sage? Why is Sage not walling the B? Should you show that one way for your teammates? Absolutely.
One KJ holding.
How did the Sage lose the B side, bro?
That's it.
My guy has two slow orbs and a wall, nothing.
KJ was main.
Okay. Anyways, you know, the spike was ticking down. There's really nothing better he could have done, to be honest. To be honest, in this example, probably I would have went for the flank. You know, generally one rule that I apply in my gameplay, if I have two teammates in a choke point retaking the site, I will not play with them. Like, I'll try to do something else, something different, to surprise the enemies and take more space control. Because 3 players retaking the B site through this choke point is too much. Like, basically, you know, it's just unnecessary cluttering. You're giving enemies more chances to spam you, collapse you, etc, etc. So basically, the same rule I would apply if I'm retaking the C site. If my Sova and Sage are pushing like from the CT, I'll try to take space from the garage and do some kind of a play from the garage. But to be honest, in this round, we lost this round primarily because Sage... Like, what the fuck is Sage doing, man? If I was playing with this Sage, I would definitely expect her to use some kind of a utility to stop the enemy's push. Once again, definitely, man, like you need to you know, you need to spend some time practicing the one ways. Like, the whole one of the main reasons, beside everything else, why you're playing Omen over the Brimstone, for an example, in Haven, is exactly because of these one-way smokes. And you need to take some time to learn them, replicate them, do them fast, etc, etc. You see, right now, you lost the garage control only because you have a regular smoke.
Getting in B.
Am I living in a parallel universe? Okay. 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 To be honest, after that round, I will be playing B side myself. You know, if my stage is this bad, fuck it, man.
Okay, prepare your blind. I'll tell you when.
One way. Also, one more thing, guys. If you're playing a full buy rounds, you can never start your matches and defending some area of the map this passively. Like, you know, you cannot play in window and initially, instantly play this position. You need to, you know, fight for the information. I mean, you don't need to fight the enemies. You don't need to, you know, do this, do this, do this. But just get some info for your teammates, whether or not the enemies are pushing there, so you can do a faster utility, get the info where the enemies are, and delay and stop the enemies push successfully.
Can you focus for... Fuck, they're going C. Retake.
I think someone is gonna die from that Raze ultimate if they don't go back.
Retake.
In this example, so we have one smoke available. Where would I place the smoke? I would actually place it for the retake on the site, because I have no idea how my teammates are gonna play this retake, how the enemies are gonna play on site, and I would prioritize taking the bomb site first and then fighting on C long. So basically here, what I would have done instantly is smoke here, TP there, get on that position, TP here, get here as my teammates are applying the pressure and taking the kills on the enemies. Like, trust me, I don't know if there's a single moment of time when this play failed for me. Of course, you need to pick a right moment of time to do this. Smoke the site, teleport, don't allow that fight. This... Nah.
65.
Garage one.
Okay, just 65.
Woo! That was risky, but
Just smoke.
paid off.
We got
Okay. Big mistake. Big, huge, enormous mistake. Listen. If you are in the numbers advantage or numbers disadvantage, it is always better to smoke the spike instead of smoking the choke point. 90% of times, it's better to smoke the spike instead of the choke point if you have only one smoke. The reason for that is because right now, if we smoke this and our teammate is going for a defuse, we can easily refrag our teammate if he dies through the smoke spam. But if we smoke this and Sova spams that position, we cannot refrag our ally in any way unless we are already hyper aggressive through the smoke and pressuring that Sova. But if he is not gonna do any hyper aggression through the smoke, we can easily lose this round.
this.
Last player standing.
But to be honest, like Sova is in garage some. Like what the fuck is going on?
Nice.
Perfect.
Anyways, you know, that smoke would have been useful. on top of the spike.
Predict smoke.
Should he drop into the garage to play with one way? Yes. If you have a one way and enemy smoking the window, you should play in the garage, obviously.
Nothing mid. Nothing mid.
Man.
What? He's hiding here. I think this might be the round they go.
Is Vibrance going good? Man, I heard that some players got banned because of that. Of these softwares like they're using for the crosshair, for Vibrance, etc, etc. I don't know, like Valorant anti-cheat is like very weird. Maybe that was not the reason. But generally I don't recommend players to use any third-party softwares. Because this anti-cheat is like you're having a full Chinese police officers like spectating you 24/7, you know, watching every single porn movie you see, and measuring your cock like 24/7.
Wait.
On a Pixel lost $120. How did he lose it?
Wait. A.
Opening case live.
Round.
Which case? Ah, he's opening the, you know, the Kato case. This is something like that, right?
Side.
Spike planted.
Very good. Very good, very good, very good.
They go A.
Listen, this is the mistake of utility positioning and utility placement. Look at this. So, whenever enemies are pushing the A site, and they still don't have the site, they didn't plant the spike. One smoke here, one smoke here. You never want to smoke the short like this. It's always better to do the one way up there if the enemies are initially pushing into the bomb site. But if enemies have the site control and you're playing the retake, then we're using the ground smoke.
A. They're on site.
And to be honest, these smokes should have been much faster. Much faster. Like, I mean, he literally heard 5 enemies pushing A site. I mean, 4 enemies pushing A site on his headset. I would have done the smokes, you know, the smoke in the short like long time ago. Now, is it better to smoke A long or short? I personally feel if you have one smoke, it is a bit better to smoke the A short because you have this very good one way, and this one way fully prevents the enemies from pushing into the site. That smoke in A long can be like, you know, 50-50, you know, like you can play around it, maybe find some kills. Maybe that smoke won't do any shit, like because enemies are just gonna dash into the site or do some kind of a double satchel flash, etc, etc. So one way is a bit better. One Pixel got absolutely fucked in the ass. And what? JD Bunny! Thank you all for the gifted sub to Max! Ooh. Guys, let me show you one very good aggressive Omen play on the defender's side. So, what you can do in eco rounds and halberd rounds is the following. You do a smoke at the start of the round here, and a second smoke in the window here. You flash the enemies on the right side and teleport underneath the window. Right here. And then you can easily fuck up the enemies in the window with a judge or shorty, or you can just come up here and maybe fuck up these guys and kill them. Now this play, for this play, you don't need the second smoke as well. Maybe it's even better if you don't have the second smoke. Like if you're teleporting here without a smoke. So basically doing this, this, and this. And then from this position, fucking up the guy that is in the window.
A multiple.
You're kind of lost with the smokes 100%. Like, first of all, in this scenario, where my Sage is short, and my Cypher is here, like, brother, I will never smoke the short in my life. Like, we need to deploy some kind of a smoke to protect our Cypher, or this guy is gonna get deleted from this nether realm. As he did. Yo, man! How are you, brother?
Yeah, they will rotate now.
Definitely, man. Like you can have such much faster game decisions. Like if you just learn these scenarios, like who is your highest priority, who should you support, like trying to keep a bit smaller gap between you and the allies, like doing better utility for your teammates to support them properly. Like, you know, you're missing these things. Did I miss the daily Rangdal? Nope, I don't do the Rangdal anymore. I'm guessing your clips, community clips. You can submit them. Like, you can submit them on my Discord server. And at Guess My Rank, right here. And I'm guessing 3 clips every single day like I'm playing the Rangdal.
Why they're still here? Only one garage.
Okay. Okay. Now, one tip on Haven, guys, like, if enemy Killjoy has the ultimate, I would always pre-assume that Killjoy is gonna push A short. So essentially, like, you know, this is the most common spot where 90% of Killjoy players are gonna place the ultimate. So essentially, like, you know, in those type of rounds, I'll definitely try to play something that is not Garage. And when I say something, I mean A site. Defending the A short area of the map. Here we have a very good one-way smoke that we can use to fully defend the A short area of the map. And you know, very good, very good. And I don't know what's happening with his economy. Am I missing something? Like, why is he not buying here? Why we have light shield here? Oh no, he's prioritizing paranoia over the heavy shield. Literally never. Like, heavy shield, guns, utility. Heavy shield, guns, utility. Heavy shield, at least in rank solo queue, all the way up to Radiant. End of the story. End of the rent. I mean, he's probably positioning himself in this way because his friend, his duo queue, he has duo queue with a Jett, you know? And he's probably, you know, relying on Jett to do something. Do you prefer Vandal or Phantom? Vandal, unfortunately. You see, like, they're not pushing A side, they have the Killjoy ultimate. Look at this. If they take A short, we're fucked. Just one tip here. When you're playing in Garage, like, just a second. Like, if you ever end up in this position, in a full buy round, get the fuck out of here. Like, this angle is not worth playing without any support from your teammates or any double bait potential or some shit like that. But to be honest, Raze and Reyna. What the fuck did I just hear, man? I got some notification. But to be honest, Raze and Reyna play this very, very good. So you know, there was no escaping this. Like, he needed to smoke for his teammates and he needed to drop down. So it is what it is. Okay, they wasted the Killjoy ultimate, that's good. I mean, not wasted, they won the round with it. Is it okay that he's playing in this position now? Yes, because Reyna didn't really see him on this spot in the last round. But he did play this position quite a lot, you know. He already killed Reyna once from this angle. So maybe, you know, I don't know. Like, as I said, like, this VOD on a defender side is kind of stupid because he was duo queuing with the Jett and he was really relying on Jett to defend the bomb sites and do the rotations. But what is that Jett positioning? Like, listen, guys, please. Once again, I don't care if you're playing pistol, frenzy, shorty, whatever the fuck you're doing. If you're playing A site, I need this information. If you're playing C site, whatever the fuck you're doing, I need this information. Like, enemies cannot crawl all the way to here and do the fast execute without you getting a single contact with them. Same goes for this position. Sova is good. Jett is like, she's hiding behind the box there. Like, that is just default position. I'm angry because I lose enormous amount of rounds because of this. Even in Radiant lobbies. Like, C site, any bomb site, you should not start this passive. Like the biggest mistake and the biggest problem I see on Pearl. I have a Cypher and Pearl, which initial position is this. And then enemies walk and clear all of this. I don't know where the fuck enemies are. And then my Cypher dies. They take the full site. And guess where I am at that moment of time? Somewhere here. Instead, that Cypher getting contact there. And now, when he pulls back to play on his setup, I can be already here, for an example. And maybe support that Cypher with smokes, with utility, etc, etc. You don't need to take a fight. Just jump spot the enemies. You know, hold some pixel angle, like... You can do so many different things.
Two, both long, both.
Oh, my food is on the way.
Play slow, play slow.
Let's not.
Easy, corner, corner. Got spike.
Stop.
Listen, Amkar, man. After you watch this VOD review, please tell me, like, what is happening, like what is happening in your head at this moment of time?
Easy, corner, corner.
Like, what I want to know. I need to know. Like, what is happening in your head at these moments of time?
Play slow, play slow.
Because your reaction and mechanical skill, reaction time and mechanical skill is not that, like, what's going on?
Easy, corner, corner. Don't chill.
Like, that is the only thing that I don't understand from this VOD review.
Stop.
Okay, I think that we discussed enormous amount of topics in the VOD review today. And basically, like, this guy reached Immortal 1, last act, which is his peak. I really feel that you have a potential to be a Radiant player. I mean, like, if you just play the game a bit more, and you invest a bit more time into Valorant, like, I really feel that this is gonna be easy peasy journey for you. When it comes to all of the problems that we discussed today, I'm going to share with you, like, one specific training routine that is going to help you with all of these problems that we've discussed. And essentially, like, you know, that's kind of it for this VOD review. Like, VOD review is like 2 hours and 12 minutes, bro. Later, guys. Later.